take. I give you. I I you I never. Oh God. Saints. Oh, oh, please. I mean, people, they die. They say die what? Say so. Okay, I got you. I'm saying, huh? They didn't say nothing about nothing, but they, what the hell? I gotta go to say, voices. It's, oh, let's, 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 uh, let's, let's take it. Uh-oh. Yeah. Uh-oh. Uh, let's Christmas. Oh shit. Must be always hands. Okay. Yeah. Oh shit! I'm thinking about people. They mess up my life. It gets erased. Mess up my life. Erase. That's it. That's why they hate each other. No, one thing's only. Don't think about the girl and don't fuck no girl. Like, see, know that. This shit is annoying. It's, I can't do this anymore. Hey, we've reached that. Couldn't go anything. Not that much. But I was just showing them.
At the entertainment you love included on us, like Netflix and Max. That's up to $300 a year in savings from your bundle and entertainment included on us, only on Verizon.
Now for the tea on a Metro deal you won't want to miss. Get a new iPhone 13 for only $49.99. There's no contract and nada yada yada. iPhone 13 at Metro for only $49.99. Hit that button to shop now.
Okay.
Over-the-shoulder trick shots are hard. Saving money on car insurance shouldn't be. $835. And I'm just like, yeah, that's like getting, like Jack Cousteau to clean your fish tank, bro. It's like, it's just crazy.
Let's go see something real quick. Like both pictures. Oh, that was short. That's why.
And I'm just like, yeah, that's like getting like Jack Cousteau to clean your fish tank, bro. It's like, it's just crazy.
Hello and welcome to the Keyboard Chronicles, a podcast for keyboard players. I'm your host, David Holloway, and I'm thrilled to be back for part 2 of our interview with Morris Hayes. As I mentioned at the start of part 1, this was an amazing interview and nothing to do with the questions I asked, just what Morris imparts across these 2 parts is incredible. In this part, we really dig deep into a whole range of areas, including still part of his work with Prince, but we also move past that into his production and performance career and a whole bunch more, and including what both actually train wreck stories are 2 of the top 10 in my view of we've had across the nearly 100 episodes. I hope you enjoy part 2, and I'll talk to you at the end of the show. So, I mean, what you're saying there too, that Prince was hands-on the whole time, so that was essentially his whole career. And I mean this in the most positive way. He I imagine, was an incredibly demanding band leader, and that showed in the quality of the performance. So you obviously managed to maintain a great relationship over a long period of time. What do you think the secret was?
Levity.
Okay.
I believe a good dose of Prince love comedy, and I screwed up a lot, man, as far as playing. Like I made a lot of mistakes because, like I said, it didn't really. And I think about it. A lot of people would get fired for less than what I did. But I was so funny, man, and I kept it in stitches, and I was a good person to be around. I try to be very for whatever, but like when the band's tense, I'm the one that takes the tension out. That kind of finds the funny thing and kind of keeps that whole thing moving. And I think that was one of my greatest assets to my longevity, rather than my playing. I mean, I did cool, man. I'm not bashing my gift. I have a wonderful gift. I think so many people are much better, but that's wholly irrelevant. When you're in a situation, there's more things that you're doing than playing.
He's funny.
Renato was one of the greatest keyboard players Prince ever had, but Prince and Renato would just fight. Just clash, and they would just fall out, man. And Prince, it was this love-hate relationship that would happen with it, and because they were both very strong. Personalities. And Renato was amazing, but Prince would be like so mad, so that you just say stuff like, now I remember. He said, it's all coming back to me now. Like why you were gone for a while, then it's all coming back. He would say stuff like that, and it's like, but my thing was, I just like, hey man, I'm just here to keep the peace, do my gig, and get the job done, man, and get through. But I think a lot of that, my attitude and personality buoyed me when my talent did not. And I always try to tell kids, you got to take a full approach. Understand the artist that you're working with and that you're dealing with, his personality and what his thing is. I studied Prince, and I was told by my mentor what he would be like, and I took that information into account, and I did not, just toss it, and that was the key to my longevity, I believe.
And so I wanted to pick out a couple of highlights of that time in NPG. One that stands out for me all the way down in Australia was the Super Bowl halftime show in 2007. Do you actually have any recollections of that? Well, I know it was wet, but beyond that, what was that like?
It was crazy, man, because, we were in Vegas doing a residency, in Vegas for a while, like about 8 months or something like this. And that kind of came in the middle of it, The NFL people came to Prince's house in LA. And it was just, at that time, it was just myself, Josh, and Cora, and the twins, so it was just me, Josh, and Cora, and the band, and Prince, 4 of us. These people showed up, and Prince was, Prince is like, it's not like we're going to come and have a meeting, we're going to come and have a concert, That's everything, you get to have a concert, and then I'll talk after the concert. And we'll talk then, because he knows I'm going to kick ass in the show. And then we can talk, because he's then in a much better position. You just saw. And that's what happened. 4 of us got on the stage at his thing. We had the whole sound system in this house, in the pool house thing, or the viewing room. And blew these people away. They were like, oh my God, that's 4 people playing right now. All these samples, all of this stuff, guitar parts and fire and smoke and lights. It was crazy. And then he went to the table like a pimp, sit down at the table like, now, what do we want to talk about here? He was like that, He was like, I just kicked your ass. And now, and they were like, well, Prince, we don't pay people to be on the Super Bowl. Oh, yeah, you'll pay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you will. They said, well, people do it for exposure. I said, exposure? He said, isn't that what kills you? Like when you're outside and you get exposed? He said, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want exposure. It kills you, don't it? And I was sitting there going, this guy's a genius. I'm like, he's a freaking genius. These people talking about air time. Prince is like, air isn't the air free? Shouldn't the air be everybody's free? And I was just like, oh my God. And so he killed them And the next thing you know, we're going to do this thing in Florida. And it was incredible, man. I mean, we practiced for it. We went back to the studio, really worked out a really great show, man. I think one of the things that makes that show a number one in most polls that I've seen, we still maintain the number one position. And I think it's because of the approach Prince took to it. I mean, he was saying that he didn't want it to be this whole cavalcade of Prince songs. He said, a Super Bowl is composed of different people, different musical genres, and people all over the world. And he said he wanted to make the show like that. And so we had Creedence Clearwater, all around the Watchtower, we had Foo Fighters, all of this stuff, man, that was like something that everybody could take something from, and get something from in the show and enjoy a piece of it, And that's how the basis for how we came up with that and to do that. And that was great, man. And I think that's what made for a great show. Not to mention like stuff like, we had our keyboards out there, man, and I knew if it starts raining, all endorsements, like Open Labs, I used to use these incredible computer software playing keyboards that play virtual instruments in Open Labs, and they supplied me with these because I didn't want to kill my own stage computers that we were using in Vegas. They said, "Don't worry about it. We'll send you everything you need for the Super Bowl thing. We'll supply that." The cat came with it. It was like, no worries about that. We even auctioned them off afterwards to make a wish, and just because once the rain got in them and we turned them off, they were fried. The water got in them, and then it was a wash. But that was the biggest concern. It's like, Prince's guitar. Man, Prince was very meticulous about the sound. So he's in the truck. We play, and he want to go listen to the mix and like, what's the guitar like? And I'm trying to tell these guys, like, don't let him get electrocuted. Like, because I've seen Prince art one time where like blue lightning bolt came out of the microphone, like on wow. And I'm like, okay, guys, so I'm talking to the production people with the NFL, man, and they really I'd never seen that efficient of a situation. Yeah, where they had a contingency plan for the contingency plan. So don't worry, he's not going to get shocked. Your stuff is going to have, because I'm like, it's going to be raining. We got plugs going into like these power strips. They had stuff to cover all of that up. No water gets down in it. It was crazy. Wow, they figured this shit out. They got stuff for everything, man. And when it really came down to it, they said, okay, it's going to rain. You're going to get wet. The stage's going to be slippery. Do you want to do the thing we shot on Friday? We did a full dress run through on Friday. They film it just like they would for Super Bowl Sunday. They said if we can either take that, superimpose it with the crowd, and the crowd at home will see y'all playing, and the crowd and the people in the audience, all of that will be mixed together. Chris was like, no, we rock it, we play. He said, can you make it rain harder? And they were like, okay. And the rest is history. I mean, it was like,
that's amazing.
It was, he wasn't, I remember afterwards, he was kind of lamenting about the sound, and he wanted to go because the balance was like weird or whatever. But he knew he had made history, man. I mean, he played Purple in the Rain at the Super Bowl, man. It's like, you don't know better than that, bro. No. I was like, dude, it was one of the greatest moments of my career, man.
Yeah.
Just like, you did something that it was like cool,
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. No, amazing. And then there was another key moment, which is one that you would have preferred not to have done, and that's you MD'd the Prince tribute show after his very early passing. So tell us about the experience doing what would have been an incredibly hard time.
This place.
Hey, what's up, cuz? You were the last to see the president alive.
Welcome to the pit.
Line them up now!
A crew of pirates is coming.
That was cool.
The Disney Plus Hulu Max bundle. Plans starting at $16.99 a month.
There we go.
I'm sure you've been asked so much, but I still want to ask you, but
Off the stage, you want to have that energy, you have to work out and really like get your stamina where you can just like do 2 hours in super hot conditions and all this kind of stuff. Like not looking like you just like out of breath. And I think that sort of thing you have to work and get yourself back into that place. But all things considered, I think this band did great. And just coming out, they remembered the training, they remembered how it was doing the songs, and everybody pulled it together because they were stellar musicians. And so I'm really pleased with the band. Can we do better? Absolutely, and we will, because the more we do, we'll create more time to rehearse and to really get our vocals together, get our lyrics together, get our music together, so that everything that we do is like Prince worthy. I want everything. I always think in the back of my mind, what if Prince walked in on us right now? Prince, he was notorious for like, we go check something out, and we wasn't clocking, we're gonna sit through a whole show with just a mess. We're gonna be gone, man. It's gonna be like, okay, 3 songs in, at night. Sexual Chocolate, we out. We out. So I always think, would he do the Sexual Chocolate and do the, okay, we out of here, And so everything has to live up to that litmus test there. Would it pass that test of him getting up and working out on it? And I would always think that we gotta do something that's like hold. If we can hold his attention, because Prince will tell you that if I'm bored, I figure everybody else is too. That's why he always wants to change, right? Because he said, I'm bored. So if I'm bored, I think everybody else is too. And so man, that's what it comes down to me when we're doing anything with DPG. It's like we just got to keep a level of quality in it. And even with the players, like I just simply say to them, would you play that right there? You playing right now at Prince will see. Would you play that? Are you overplaying? Because if you wouldn't do it with him, you ought not to do it now. That's your test. If he was here, would you play it? And if you say no, then don't do it now. Same thing. So let's keep that principle on and just think about that. What would Prince do? What would he say if he saw us doing this? If he was sitting somewhere back, checking it out. And if you don't think that he would approve, then please, sir, please, ma'am, don't play it here. Don't do it here.
It was good to hear the unedited Sexy MF again, though.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, it's like I said, man, it's fun. A lot of this stuff, man, I mean, even the stuff we got coming. Because we changing up the set list, man. I'm going to be revamping the set list, retweaking it, man, and get to where we used to be. I want to be like this jukebox that we can pull out any of this stuff and kill it. You know what I mean? Really give the fans, even obscure stuff that we didn't play. Just find some stuff that people I know would want to hear that he just didn't play, or it just was off the groove.
I'd like to hear.
20 years of Jonas, living the dream tour, performing Nick Solo and the administration, Joe and DSCE, and the Jonas Brothers, Kevin, Nick, and Joe, playing live across North America in 2025. The greatest celebration of Jonas ever in one incredible show. Sign up for pre-sale access now at jonasbrothers.com.
Oh,
This one in its entirety, it would be pretty.
It's not going to be coming off of that we're going to do. I'm trying to, the thing with Exodus is, we had a whole lot of horn parts, and I'd like to do a lot of this stuff when we have horn section, but we won't always have horn section, but I am going to, like, a lot of that stuff we're definitely going to do. I love Count the Days, man, and that's something that's definitely going to go on the set. I want Sonny singing more. I'm going to sing some stuff. Our guy Kip will be doing stuff. I definitely want to spread that out. But I definitely want to, Gold Nigga CD. We want to put some of that stuff in. We had a couple of tracks in this last lineup with 3 Things Per Minute. We actually did the title track at one of the venues, and it was killing, man. And we added Deuce and a Quarter at the last show that we did in District in Hungary, and it was just killing, man. Just like, so that's getting set now. We just got to throw that in, but definitely Exodus, man. The Exodus has begun. Hallucination, like all of this stuff, man. We definitely want to put all that in set at some point, and give people some of the stuff that they hadn't heard in a while.
And then the only one we didn't talk about was that one.
Absolutely, there's some stuff in there too that is definitely gonna be showing up in the set list. I like funky music, goes a groove on some of that stuff. Freaks on this side. I mean, man, there's some grooves in that one. You got a couple of ballads that's crazy on there. One was like, man, it was just some crazy stuff. I mean, we got so much material. That's the thing, man. There's so much music. There's not enough time. Man, we did 52 songs at that thing in October. I still had people going like, oh man, y'all didn't get this right here. I had about 20 people like, yeah, I didn't hear this. That means that no matter how long we played, that was almost 5 hours, bro. And still people like, I didn't hear this, I didn't hear that, and I didn't hear that. That just means that this dude got so much. I used to get on Prince about using a teleprompter. I was like, I remember when he first started using it, I said, oh, Prince, you got to put a prompt like, on a slippery slope, bro. Slippery slope. He said, how many hits you got? He said, I got too many hits, Morris. I ain't got to king them all these songs. It's hundreds of songs. Too many hits. How many you got? And so I said, you got me there, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of music, man. It's a lot of music that spans over eras, when it was before the revolution, after the revolution, the NPG, after the NPG, Third Eye Girl. It's a gang of music. That's like, and there's great music that you can cherry pick, like boom, boom, boom. Here's a ballad, here's this. It's just a matter of finding. And no matter how much we do, we ain't gonna never hit everybody's favorite.
I'm not a medley fan either, so that makes it more challenging.
And it makes it challenging because that's what we do. A lot of songs are very short, man, because in order to squeeze everything in, and that's when you miss a lot of the good stuff out of Prince songs when you shorten them, because that's what made some of that stuff so crazy. The bridges and some of the other parts of the music, the solos and other things that just like made the song a song.
It's more than the hook, yeah.
Yeah, more than the hook. That's the thing, man. And it's just finding the right balance, and that's my job as an MD, to just try to pick the best parts, man, and just try to get a consensus. I even put on like Facebook and different things. Sometimes I just put on there, what would you the fans like to hear? And then I just take a consensus of all of the things I read, and if I start seeing the familiar thread pop up, especially with some obscure stuff, so let's pick that out. Let's pull that and let's do that, because a lot of people want to hear that. Because we do want to focus on what people want to hear. We don't want to play something so off that people are like, I don't remember that, or I don't know what that is. We definitely want to try to please the majority of the people that pay and come out, and we want to do something that everybody can resonate with and go like, oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, that's cool. That song right there. Yeah. I remember that.
Who's doing most of the singing?
Well, right now we have Andre Simone and Kip Blackshire, who worked with us briefly through the 2000 year with that group around Rainbow Children time. And Kip was singing on that record and some subsequent material that got released online, like the Chocolate Factory. Around that era with all of the records. And so Kip was there, Shelby J, and Marvin King we used like the celebration. So just people from our lineup, and then we were looking to add in people that work with us, like Esperanza and different folks that he's worked with over the years, Janelle Monáe, and hopefully talk to Bruno Mars. I mean, different people that just respect the Prince. If we get them to come in and do stuff here and there, I mean, that'd be cool, Nick Acosta, different folks like that, man, that Prince loved a lot, and like working with. So hopefully we'll be able to use different folks like that to come in and get some stuff. And then, like I said, most of the heavy lifting we'll do as a band. I'll sing some stuff, Sonny will sing, Kip will sing, Shelby's there, Shelby will sing, and they get the job done. And they've been holding it down. That last show was on Smoke. I was just like really happy about the last show, and it just it takes a while to gel a show. Even when it was Prince, the first couple weeks, I mean, you're gelling into it, and then everything just starts getting to that super tight, like hitting them with a fist. And so that's what we're looking to do here.
Two more quick questions before I let you get on out of here. General questions. One is about funk music itself, because primarily on this show have funk artists or funk-related artists. What does it mean to you, that genre of music? Why is it so special? And why do you think people continue to gravitate toward it?
I chose St. George's University School of Medicine because at the time that I wanted to go into medicine, they were the only university that was willing to give me that chance. And I wanted somewhere that I felt believed in me. And from the beginning, even when I was accepted into the school, it was very clear to me that St. George's wanted me to be there and that they believed that I could and would finish medical school. And here I am today.
This is the quickest way to clear out stuck poop.
If you've never felt like a burden because you have frequent stomach issues, then keep scrolling. For all of you that have stomach issues like bloating, constipation, or diarrhea, I have some important news for you. There is something you can do about it. I found this video online and it literally changed my life. Let me show you.
This is the quickest way to clear out stuck poop.
Stuck poop makes thin women look fat. Do this to clear out stuck poop fast. Fiber helps you poop, right? Nope. What about drinking lots of water? Nope. Do this to clear out stuck poop fast. Kind of surprising, but diarrhea is actually a form of constipation. Weird, right? Most people think diarrhea and constipation are two different things. The fact is, diarrhea is your body's desperate, last-ditch attempt to get things moving again. So even though diarrhea is moving things along, not all of your poop cooperates and comes out. The most stubborn poop gets left behind, stuck in the grooves of the colon. That leftover poop acts like Velcro and grabs on the new poop, causing it to pile up. So what do? Well, it's not glugging down glasses of psyllium or other fiber because that makes things worse. Because according to New York's top gut doctor, fiber just adds bulk and weight to already stuck poop. That's like adding more cars to a traffic jam. Don't take laxatives, choke down psyllium, or drink lots of water just to poop every morning. It's not the best way to unclog stuck poop. There's an easier way. It's called the 7-second poop method, created by Dr. Gina Sam, a top New York City gut doctor. She was one of the very first doctors to investigate the link between the health of our gut and excess weight. She's now going to show you her 7-second morning ritual for a satisfying full colon release that anyone can do at home. So if you're feeling backed up, if you're feeling bloated, constipated, tap the button below this video to see Dr. Sam's 7-second poop method now. It's going to get things moving along, clearing out your bowels, and you could even feel 10, 15 pounds lighter almost instantly. Tap the button below this video to see Dr. Sam's 7-second poop method.
I go maybe 2 times a day now, and I just feel so empty, and clean. It's totally transformed my inside. I go to the bathroom on a regular basis. You don't know how freeing that is.
Just normal elimination instead of sitting there hours trying to make it happen.
Within 2 days, I noticed that I was becoming more regular. And as the week went on, I was eliminating every day. And it felt like for the first time in a long time, like just complete elimination. My stomach feels flatter. I definitely have more energy, but I think I have more confidence too.
After the first week, I started feeling better. It started to impact me right away. I do feel thinner. I feel like I trimmed down in my stomach. I can eat anything I want, and going to the bathroom more regularly, and that release just felt so healthy and so good.
I'm pooping on a regular basis.
My husband says he got his wife back from 30 years ago because I
That's
have
amazing.
and I feel good and I can eat anything I want. It's just amazing.
I didn't change my diet at all. When I started, I was 172 pounds. But without trying and getting all of that stuff out of me, I weighed 158 pounds. And I don't feel tired. My wife is like, we're going to have to get you some new pants. I look younger. I feel younger. My cramping disappeared. I got skinnier.
The bloating in my stomach has gone down a lot. And once I got regular again, my stomach started going back down. My waist and stuff got a lot smaller. But it seemed like that I wasn't really losing in my stomach before I started.
I noticed that right away. It affected my digestion. I just felt better. My body just felt like it was supposed to do. It really healed my digestion problems.
I felt like whenever I used the bathroom, it felt more productive. I'll just say that.
Well, I mean, funk is a vibe, man. I mean, it's hard to explain, funk music because it's just a thing that just puts that crook in your neck. It makes you move, and I think the genre. It's been interesting. It's really been interesting because the genre kind of faded in a spot, and it's kind of Bruno Mars is actually getting a lot of credit for like kind of putting it back on the map. But for me, funk never left because the funk is a mode. It's like it's where the notes sit. It's where things sit. And I remember Maceo kind of telling me, he said, Mars. He said, you understand? You from funk? He said, because jazz and funk is two different things. He said, two different things. He said, and so it's a whole other thing. It's because it's a feel. It's sometimes what you don't do in funk. Like if you leave the snare out on one thing, you're like, ooh, that hole just was funky. Like, ew, the pause. It's the pause. It's the space. And that right there just got something just that's where it sits in the groove because it's a groove. And sometimes when funk to me is when it's like laid back. Funk don't rush. Funk is like it's in the pocket. That's what they call it pockets. You got to put it in the pocket. It sits back in the track. And I think that whole feel when something got that thing and just put a hump in your neck, and you know that's funky. That's like I said, oh, that's funky right there. You're gonna always make that funk face, like because funk make you do this. Like, oh, ooh, that yeah. And people, it's funny, man. Somebody hit a chord, hit something, it's universal. When somebody hits something that's sideways, when Sonny do something, or Mike do something, when they slip something in the hole, Corey Henry, you get the funk face. Because you go like, ooh, yeah. That's when you know you've been hit. And it's a feeling. Because once you hit that, it's like, man, that's it right there. That's the funk. You just got hit by the funk. And so I think as long as there are people who can bend a chord or who can make something happen, that's where you wouldn't expect it, or it's just got a groove that's so crazy that the groove just sitting there like that. That's funk, man. I don't know how you can ever get rid of that. I always know when you catch a groove and it's like moving like that. Prince used to tell me about how when we go see Parliament, he said sometimes it would be so crazy because so many people said, but man, when they catch a groove, it's like magic. You can't mess with it. You can't touch it. You just have to let it simmer. And just going on down the road. And he says, ain't nothing you can do with that. You just gotta let him have it.
We actually didn't mention him, but would you say Bernie Worrell was an influence too?
Yeah, Bernie. That's the sensei, man. I mean, Bernie, because Bernie's had that classical background, man. And so just what he brought to funk with that classical slash, it was just a whole nother thing, man. And I mean, it's just like his bass set stuff is the kind of stuff that's like, I went and told Bob Moog, bro, I'm glad for your contribution to music so that Bernie Worrell could play this thing. I got a chance to tell Bob that. Just like your contribution to music, it will always be remembered, man. Because the stuff Stevie did and what Bernie did is like, and Herbie, I mean, all this stuff is crazy. That they could do that and just take an instrument and just make it sing on its own like that, man. And Bernie was the funk god, man. As far as keyboard players or funk keyboard players, him, Juni Morrison, all them cats, man, Butch, I mean, Sly, I mean, funk players that's like crazy like that, and Billy Beck from Ohio Players. I mean, man, bro, these are some cats that are like the Justice League of funk, like that group of cats, man. And so that's when I listen to stuff, listen to George Duke and like all of them cats, man. And it's just like that's where it's at. Herbie, because Herbie got to be one of the most versatile cats when we talk about. Could do funk, but then it goes with some straight ahead jazz and swinging like apes. That dude is crazy. Just shift gears on you and you just in a whole nother galaxy. Because he could go there. He could go to around midnight and then go to Rocket, and go do that. Billy Preston. I mean, bro, you can't help it. But when you go pull out them records, it still resonates now because them dudes are just like, it's just crazy.
What do you make of the current state of music overall, Morris? Did you hear stuff that you like? What about the? A lot of people talk about the collapse of the industry, but and the sameness out there today. What do you think?
Well, I have to tell you, I do have some hope. There's some artists that I think there's a big difference between industry and regular. There's a big difference, like a lot of people talk about the business itself, but there's two industries that's happening: music industry and the record industry. I think the record industry is in the throes. It's like they're trying to figure it all out. Music industry, there's a lot of stuff going on because now you have artists that can be overnight sensations on YouTube. They can get on Spotify. They got other venues and other places they can go that doesn't necessarily mean that they have to cross paths with a record label. And I think a prime example of just an incredible artist is this group that I remember Prince was in the car telling me about this group that he had found on the internet. He was in the car, he was like, I found this, you like this surf on the internet all the time, look at this new stuff and new interesting stuff. We found these girls and said, they found this group called King on the internet. I like their music. No, that's not what he said first. He said, I found these girls on the internet. I like their songs, the music, they're really good. And we want to have them open for us and we want to help them. Have you heard of a group called King? And I said, King? He said, yeah. I said, Prince, that's Paris. And he's like, what? He said, Paris. I said, she came to your studio when you had open house. She was playing piano. I said, I did that record at my house. So it's like, what? I'm like, yeah, he lived down the street from me in LA. He was the air just came out of him because he was just like, they're like, do you know everybody? And I'm like, yeah, I know them. And so they are amazing. And Paris Strutter and her sister are just unbelievable. And they're incredible. I mean, they're just like they give me. It's like when I heard Jill Scott. It was like in that period, I was like really sad on music, and then Jill Scott came along. I just said, music is saved. I said, she saved it because here's a girl that didn't fit in the cookie cutter mold like all the other female singers, and it's just like this girl's got something to say. She got vocals, she got lyrics, she got the whole 9 yards. And she wasn't this typical thing. And I just was like so happy about that. I was just like, thank you, God. It's real music, real singers. And all of this other kind of stuff. It wasn't about, all this other foo-foo stuff. It was about content, real stuff. And I think, and so here we are with King. We are King. And it's the same. It's extraordinary, it's incredible music to the like Stevie loves it. And Erykah Badu loves it. Prince loved it. And I remember giving him Paris' demo of the songs. I took it to him and he said, what do you think? I said, I like everything, man. Everything on this record. On this CD I'm getting, I love it. And I remember seeing it later and he said, yeah, I love it too. He said, yeah, it's all good. Every single track. That's what, yeah, they're the truth. And they to me were giving me hope for the future. I mean, I like Bruno. I think Bruno Mars is a great kid. I think, he's been in the game a long time, working hard. and he finally got his thing out. So I respect Bruno. I like Bruno. I think he's a good kid, and I like what he's doing. I also think there's a kid named John Billion that I like. So there's a few artists that's like that. There's this other group that's in LA that like it's unbelievable called Nowhere, and it's like it's just artists like that. It's like, and of course Corey Henry, who to me is the keyboardist of this, that's the one that he's to me the baddest cat in the game. When you talk about just the severe cat, and I think Snarky Puppy and his group, I think are just amazing. And when I see stuff like that, it's just like I'm good. It's like I think it's gonna be okay. I think, like Prince said, there's too many artists. I agree. I think that now that we have computers that can basically write music for you, that anybody that can afford a Mac and some software can now put out a record, and so there's all of these 10 billion people on these different channels now, and I think you have to sift through a lot of stuff to actually get some cool stuff.
It cuts both ways, It allows discovery, but also everyone's out there.
Exactly. It does. It's a double-edged sword, to be sure. And so I think you just have a lot more time on the sifting that you have to do to get to some real gems. And then, but to me, it all's a big, gigantic circle, because you know what it's coming back around to, bro? Anybody can cut and paste and make some stuff, but it's another thing to be able to actually perform it, to be actually able to do it without all of the tricks. Because that's one thing that Prince, Patti LaBelle, Chaka, all of them can do. When you strip it all away, they will kill you singing. They will kill you doing whatever it is that they do without no smoking lights and effects. They can do that. How many of these modern artists can do it without blowing themselves out, or without auto-tune, or without a track show? That's the difference. It's going back to the times where you had to be like Aretha. You had to be able to sing it. You had to be able to do it. In order to draw people out to come see you, you need to be able to perform it, put on a show. And that's what I love about old school artists. They had to do it. They didn't get to copy and paste all their stuff, sing one pass through and then copy the whole song that way. They had to sing the whole song. That's why they're so good and can sing on pitch, because they had to do it all the time. They had to sing it all the time. So they got to be good at it. Most of these artists can't sing in tune because they don't sing enough. You sing the line one time and they copy and duplicate it and put it over the rest of the song. You ain't got to do nothing. That's how you can make a record in a week now. Because, Steely Dan would go in the studio for 5 years. But then let your record come out at the same time when Steely Dan's record, the Don Fagen record come out. You wasn't winning nothing that year. You was getting whooped. Because his record going to eat up every award they got coming. Because they put the work in it. They put the time in it. And it was great records. So you had to time your stuff not to coincide when his record was going to be out. You ain't winning that year. That's what's great about that. And when you get old school cats like that, when you really get it like that, then you know you're going to get the butter from the duck. That's it, man. That's it. Thank you. Good night. And that's what I like about the artists from the days of old, as opposed to what you get now, man. I don't know how much of it's real now. I mean, they go in the studio and you make singers now sound great, and when you hear them live, they're like, dang, what I got on the record, that's something else. That's a whole other thing.
It's like the beautiful girl who's totally photoshopped in a cover or something like that. In person, it's like, ooh.
In person, you're like, ooh, well, you don't look like you sound.
Yes.
You don't sound like you look. Either one. So definitely, man, it's a lot of that situation that happens, and I think, but I do believe, man, there's definitely some talent out here. There's most certainly talent, man, and a lot of extraordinary talent. I look at, like I said, oh man, what's my dude? This kid is just ungodly unbelievable. He just did a thing with Corey Henry. Oh man, I can't think of his name, but he's so. He does these YouTube videos where he can sing with himself. He got himself in a lot of different boxes, and he's singing. And it's just like you just go, how can he do this? How can it's so crazy. And like singers like him and like some of these cats who can do some of this stuff now, they are amazing. They're on another level as far as that goes because they figured out this technology, and he can actually do it. I have to look him up because, man, this kid is unbelievable. And I think his name starts with a J. I wish I could think of it. Just like I get someone on the spot and I can't think of it. But he is he did a version of like the Flintstones, and it's like him doing all of the parts of the Flintstone, like and he's doing the boom, 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 and all this, and it's crazy. It's like, how can a human do that? It's on another level. But even we would be like, that's crazy how he did that. And so I definitely am encouraged, man, with some of the new talent, man, and I'm hopeful that it'll keep expanding like that because these kids are able to download so much information now that if you listen to some old recordings, man, some of that stuff be out of tune and just sloppy and this, that, and the other. But it had a groove. But it's just like now they, every note can be like, and sometimes it's cool and sometimes it's not. Sometimes I don't like perfect all the time. And I think that's what gives it something is that it's not perfect, and it's that it's the humans. It's like humans are flawed. And sometimes sound is, and sometimes this is. It's a feeling. Everything that comes down. That's what funk is, a feeling, man. And you get the feeling, man. When I listen to Skin Tight, there's a section where the drums, like Diamond, completely gets off in the groove. It'll throw you off. And you'll be like, you gotta skip. But they left it. It's like, man, it's got a groove. Let him do his thing. It's just humans. It's just, and they left it. And I'm glad they did, because it's just like a feel. It's just like this funk. It's like moving. It's like, and you ain't gonna, as long as that song was, you get down to that part of the song, you ain't starting, it's too much magic. You ain't starting over, man. That's like, dog, you leaving that to stand.
Like Prince says, you gotta keep going.
Gotta keep going. So he kept going. And it's like, it may be a little, like the tempo pull a little bit here and there. It's just like, but it's him, man. I dig it. I can dig it. And rock and roll. That's the reason why all that Led Zeppelin stuff and all that stuff, man, still they could have made them records right now. That's what I love about rock and roll. A lot of that stuff, Aerosmith and like some of that, they could have made them records right now and still be dope. It's killer. The Beatles, one of them cats, man. They make their record right now and still will be great. It's got shelf life. That's what I love about it.
Amen. And the MPG is still doing it, taking it to the stage and showing what it's like to do it live. So I'm grateful for that. Well, I think, Morris, you're taking up more than enough of your time. So appreciate you being so gracious with it. I want to make sure that you get out to viewers, how they can keep up with you, with the MPG, all things related to that. So why don't you give them those hookups?
Yeah, I will do that.
Everyone's got imposter syndrome to a certain degree, and the only way to dispel that is to put in the effort, give it a try. Everyone had told me for a long time how much potential I had, and I had a little bit of that fear of failure where, what if I'm not as good or as smart as everybody thinks I am? But once I got in there and, started taking classes, I realized that I was in good shape. This is my comeback. Start yours today at PurdueGlobal.edu.
You can follow me on Facebook. Of course, I have a like page, like a kind of artist page. We have the MPG page, Facebook, and so we definitely want everybody to just keep us in mind as we are out here doing these shows and everything, man. I'm also doing a project called World Symphony for Peace, which is something I started working on when I was living in China for like 5 or 6 months. And it's really dope because what I'm using music as a platform for peace, man. I want to go to different countries and work with artists that are like, doing their thing, and I'm doing my thing. We bring it all together. And it just to show that even in this political climate, even in where we are with all of this conflicts and terrorism that's going on in the world, that people from different places and different backgrounds, different races and different everything can get together on the cause of creating music and creating peace and love and harmony. And that's what it's about for me. And, I know it sounds like some lofty, crazy stuff, peace, love, and harmony. It's so hippie, but it's really real, man. It's like we need more love. We need more be together. This world is going to see some pretty terrible things, and human beings need to get together. We need to all work together for a better planet, for better people. Let's put aside all of the crazy stuff, man. I grew up in the church, man, and people got all the different kinds of religious differences, and we can't allow those things to separate us, man, and make us not be kind to one another. And I think music has always been a great platform to bring people together, so I will use that as a way to kind of bridge people and show that there's much more we have in common than not. So World Symphony for Peace, we're going to be working on that, and the MPG, and just anything that's about positive moving forward, that I want to be a part of that. So please keep an eye out, Mr. Hayes. I'm going to start getting better about my social thing with the, it's so many things, man. You got Twitter, you got Instagram, and all of these things, and it's like that. There's not enough hours in the day, but that's the times we live in. So I got people that's like, Morris, you got to go and put your thing on that hashtag and do it, bro. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it on there. And I just edge out a few moments a day to just like kind of keep people in tune, because we want to do something that's uplifting and something that's positive for people, man. I'm a happy cat, man. I've come to this place in life. It don't take a whole lot for me to be real cool, man. I'm just grateful for friends and family, and when you're here with them, man, as people getting older, and things that, and you just appreciate what you have in friends and family, man. So I just think it's about all of that. It's about love, and it's about really making sure that people are cool in life and that we all enjoy this journey together, man. So that's what I'm about, man. So check it out, the MPG site, Mr. Hayes. Follow me on any of that stuff on Facebook, and like I said, I'm gonna tighten up my Twitter on the Twitter and the Instagram. I'm gonna get all that together too, man. So I'm gonna work that out too.
Amen, Morris. All props to you. Keep on keeping on. So glad that you're at it and your head's in such a good place.
Yes, sir.
So with that, if you just stand by for a minute, I'm going to wrap this up for us. Time to wrap up this edition of Truth and Rhythm. A huge thanks again to my special guest, Mr. Morris Hayes, one of Prince's most respected bandmates and members of the MPG. Morris, thank you again so much for all your time.
I appreciate being here, man. Thank you for the time.
Sincere thank you also to viewers and listeners. Be sure to be on the lookout for upcoming Truth and Rhythm episodes. Catch up with previous installments at funkinstuff.net, on YouTube, iTunes, and other leading providers. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you're an artist or music industry figure who wants to be on the show, or a fan who wants to see a particular artist on the show, drop me a line at scottg@funkinstuff.net, and we'll try to get that hooked up. Until next time, on behalf of Mr. Morris Hayes, this is Scott. This is Scott, Dr. Jakes Goldfine, saying, keep on vibing to the rhythm of the one.
I found over the years that the unknown can be more frightening than the known. So I encourage people to keep track of the questions they want to ask their healthcare team and to lean on them for information. To help start the conversation with your care team, download the Doctor Discussion Guide today.
Is your dog telling you they may have allergic itch? Apoquel is the #1 treatment for allergic itch that veterinarians have trusted for over 15 million dogs, and it starts working in just 4 hours.
Do not use in dogs with serious infections. May cause worsening of existing parasitic skin infestations or pre-existing cancers and serious infections. New neoplasias have been observed. Do not use in dogs less than 12 months old.
Ask your vet for Apoquel, now available in a tasty chewable.
I'm joking, Denise. Oh, I know. I know. You know what?